Here are 10 facts about Paper Mario the Origami King. Spoiler warning, if you didn't finish the game yet, then subscribe now and watch this video later. If you did complete the game, then subscribe now and keep watching the video. Fact number 1. After talking to the mushroom statue on Skull Island, there's a cutscene where a giant fan pops out of the Great Sea and blows away all of the fog. If you take a look closely during this cutscene, you'll notice that the fan also blows away the crowbars off of the screen. But once the cutscene is complete, you'll notice that the fog is gone, but the crowbars reappear immediately. Number 2, if you're in the desert with the Professor Toad follower, and you dig up the collectible treasure that is an exact replica of Professor Toad, he has no comment about this. He has nothing at all to say about digging up a treasure that is an exact replica of himself. And you'll notice the same thing with Bobby the Bob-omb. If you're with Bobby the Bob-omb and you find the Bob-omb collectible treasure, he also has nothing to say. However, if you find the Bowser Jr. collectible treasure while he's with you, then he will pop out and say, "Ha! That's me! I look pretty sweet, like I'm about to do some kind of awesome move in front of Dad." And the same thing also happens with Kamek, where he has unique dialogue. If you find the Kamek collectible treasure when he's with you, he'll say, "My goodness, finally, some recognition for my years of loyal service. The memory of this will help me get through the next decade of thankless toil." Number 3, to get the Fish Finder trophy, you have to catch the legendary Cheep Cheep and the legendary Blooper, which you can only catch at Full Moon Island. However, if you go to the Shogun Studios fishing spot, you can catch a Cheep Cheep that looks like the legendary Cheep Cheep, but once you catch it, it turns out to just be a ninja in disguise, and it runs away, and the toad nearby says that it's a fake. Number 4, in Shangri Spa, some of Bowser's minions will offer to sell you collectible treasures for 10,000 coins, and you'll get different dialogues depending on if you choose to buy it or if you don't choose to buy it. If you do buy it, Bowser Jr. will make a comment asking if you're rich, and Kamek will say that it's impolite to say that. If you choose to not buy it, then Bowser Jr. will make a comment saying that you're cheap, that it's only 10,000 coins, and Kamek will suggest that maybe Mario is saving up for something. Number 5, if you hit the save box while getting into or out of the boot car, the game does not save and it doesn't count that you hit the save box. But if you're in the boot car and you stop right under the save box, if you press the A button instead of the B button, then you actually have an option to jump up and save. If you're able to get on top of the save box, which you are near the Earth Elemental Temple, there's an easier way to get onto the save box. You could drop down from this ledge onto the save box, or you could open up this umbrella and then get onto the save box. This way is a bit easier. Once you're on top of the save box, if you hit it with your hammer, the game saves. And interestingly, if you reset the game after this and you load the game up again, once the game starts, Mario will start from on top of the save box. Let me know in a comment if you are going to try this one yourself. Number 6. During the boss fight with Scissors, there's a point in the fight where Scissors takes its blades out of the sheath. Iron Boots always protect Mario when he jumps on spiky foes, but if you use Iron Boots to jump on Scissors in this part of the fight, the screen goes red, Mario gets cut in half, and takes 999 damage, which is more than his maximum amount of 200 HP, and the fight ends there. Number 7. On Autumn Mountain, right beside the tram, there's a fish flopping around that turns out to be a toad if you whack it with your hammer. This is the Sea Captain Toad, and he offers you to stop by his ship in the port at Toad Town, and right away, he hops over the fence and starts walking towards Toad Town. If you take the tram immediately to Toad Town and go straight to the port, you'll notice that this sea captain will be there before you. This toad walked down the mountain all the way to Toad Town, to the port of Toad Town, faster than Mario could take the tram there and go directly there. Hit the like button if that is a fast toad. Number 8. If you choose to charge one of your devices at one of the Toad Labs for 500 coins, the way that these devices are charged is the Toad will start running on a treadmill, and that charges the battery. I thought that this and fax travel, being a pun on fast travel, were nice additions to the game. Number 9. If you try to sneak into Shogun Studios wearing a mask that isn't the Goomba mask, then you'll be caught right away, forced outside, and before you enter again, you'll be given some advice that you'll need to wear something that you can use to sneak by them. Number 10. In the part of the game where Olivia runs away crying and she's sad and you have to cheer her up, and you don't have access to her, if you try to go to the 1,000-fold arm magic circle and continue the game, you'll get a message that says you need Olivia to use the 1,000-fold arm technique. However, at the start of the game, when Olivia is trapped behind the wall, you're able to use the 1,000-fold arm technique without having Olivia with you. One possible explanation for this is that even though Olivia is trapped behind the wall, as long as Olivia is close to you, that you could use these magic circles, and it doesn't matter if she's restricted or not. Another thing to note here is during the Handaconda fight in the green streamer, Olivia's restricted inside the Handaconda boss, and Olivia is pretty close to you, but you can't use the magic Vellumental circles here. But in this case, it's probably a bit more clear why you can't use these magic circles, because to use these magic circles, Olivia is actually the one that transforms, so this makes sense. I'm going to be posting more videos of Paper Mario the Origami King, interesting facts, observations, facts about other Paper Mario games, so make sure to click the subscribe button so you do not miss these videos. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, please help me grow to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the summer, and I hope you have a lovely day. Take care, everybody.